They were there, every morning, every evening. They lived in the same house, slept down the hall, but something was always missing. Not their body, their attention. Their eyes never really landed on you. You grew up in a full house that somehow felt completely empty. You learned to talk without expecting to be heard, to need without asking, and you carried that feeling for years without ever having a name for it. At first, it is easy to think you were simply independent, introverted, not the emotional type. But that explanation does not quite land, because this is not about personality. It is about what was modeled for you, what you learned love was supposed to look like. Emotional absence is not the same as physical absence. It is quieter and far more confusing. When a parent is gone, the child knows what is missing. When a parent is present but absent, the child blames themselves. They do not think my parent is unavailable. They think I'm not worth showing up for. This is what emotional absence does. It does not just shape your childhood, how you love, how you trust, how you hide. All of it traces back to one quiet place. And once you understand where that wiring came from something inside, you begins to shift. Emotional presence is not complicated in theory. A child needs to feel seen, to feel like their inner world matters to someone. Not perfectly, not constantly, but enough. Just enough to feel real. Emotionally absent parents are not always cruel. Many worked hard. Many provided everything material. But they could not offer what they never received. They were empty in the same way. Passed down. They did not know how to ask how you felt, or sit with your pain without fixing it, or simply be with you. So you learned to manage yourself, to shrink your emotional needs, to become easy, the child who causes no trouble, asks for nothing, cries alone. That child becomes an adult who still does not know how to ask for what they need. When a child does not receive emotional validation, they do not stop needing it. They simply begin searching for it everywhere else. In teachers, in friends, in partners, in every room they walked into. They became high performers, not because ambition drove them, because approval felt like safety. Every achievement was a question. Is this enough? Do you see me now? This is not ambition. It is not strength. It is a child still trying to be worth noticing. Over time, this searching exhausts itself, and something shifts. The need goes underground. They become the person who never asks for help, who handles everything alone, who says I'm fine, not because they are strong, because needing something and receiving nothing taught them that needs are dangerous. They learned that waiting for someone to notice your pain only makes the pain worse. So they stopped waiting, and they called that independence. But it was really just grief with a different name. When emotional absence is your baseline, intimacy does not feel like safety. It feels like exposure. They attract people who feel familiar, distant, inconsistent, hard to reach, not because they want to suffer, because love without distance does not feel like love. It feels like something is wrong. They over-explain themselves. They apologize before they have done anything wrong. They make themselves easy to love, so they are hard to leave. Because somewhere inside, they still believe that being fully known means being left. The adult shaped by emotional absence often looks completely fine from the outside. Functional, capable, self-sufficient. They give more than they receive. Not because they are generous, because giving feels safer than needing. They struggle to receive love without suspicion. They wait for it to be taken back. They have mastered the performance of okayness, even when they are quietly falling apart. This is not who they are. This is what they learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. There is a cost to this kind of growing up that is rarely named, because the wound leaves no visible mark. They do not know what they missed because they never knew it was supposed to be there. You cannot mourn what you never knew you had. And so they spend years feeling vaguely incomplete without understanding why. Adapting to emotional absence was not weakness. It was survival. But survival was never meant to be permanent. This is not a story about broken people. It is a story about people who adapted brilliantly to something they should never have had to adapt to. If you saw yourself in this, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not too much. You are not too little. You were simply a child who needed more than you were given. And nobody ever named that for you. Until now.
If this helped you recognize yourself, you are not alone here.
Subscribe so you do not miss what comes next.